Part 2. As she walked across the studio, Elisa wore a marine blue dress that covered her knees. Good. Finally, she was listening to him. But the dress was sleeveless. He didn't like that. Hey, mate, how about another beer here? He grudgingly turned away from the television set and grabbed the empty mug from the gleaming bar top. He pulled the lever to fill the glass from the Budweiser tap, and he tried to block out the loud conversation that filled the crowded bar. Yeah, he cared about how the Gigants were doing in precision, but from 6:30 to 7, all he wanted to hear was Elisa's voice. Now, an annoying newcomer to the bar was asking him how he had come to be called Mule. It's a nickname I got in the junior high, he grumbled. Because of your size, I guess. The unknowing customers suppose eyeing the beefy arms pro- protruding from the striped polo shirt. Yeah, that, and because my last name's Bacon. Mead turned back to the television set. He wasn't going to be telling the clown that he had been relived when he was christened Mead by the guys on the GB football team. He hated his real first name. Couldn't stand it all through grammar school when the nuns ins- insisted on calling him Cornelius, even though he had repeatedly asked them to call him Neil. In a classroom filled with Johns, Josephs, Kevins, and Tommys, the kids teased him mercilessly about his weird, old-fashioned name, but his mother and father, always the cowards, weren't about to into the school and chastise the sisters. Mead chuckled to himself. Cornelius Bacon, sir, was dead by now, and his son hadn't shed a tear. He had despised his father for his timidity with the outside world, always playing by those pathetic rules of his day to that job at the post office, always insisting that while a government job may not make a man millionaire, he will have a good retirement and medical insurance for the rest of his life. But the joke was on the poor slough. He dropped dead of a heart attack 2 months before he was set to retire. The good thing about it was that his mother didn't have to worry about money now, and that meant she wasn't looking to him to kick in to support her. She got enough from the government each month to cover her needs and go to bingo at the church twice a week. She was satisfied with that. She wasn't satisfied, though, with the way her son made his living. Tending a bar was not respectable as far as she was concerned. She nagged him about it whenever she called him. He should get a solid, dependable job with benefits. No for me, ma. He droned it time after time. I don't want any suits bossing me around. A man should be a man, and set down his own set of rules. Elisa looked beautiful as always, but Abigail Snow detected something different about her eyes. There was a sadness to them, and Abigail ached to reach out to her. Leaning back in her chair in the promotion office, she told herself again that she had to get over this obsession with Elisa. It wasn't healthy. Abigail had stopped talking to her therapist about it, sensing that Dr. Flock was beginning to think she was really going over the deep end in her wishful relationship with Elisa. But with no other woman in her life, Abigail's fascination with Elisa grew and grew. It wasn't that Abigail wasn't trying to meet someone else, but it was difficult. She had posted her picture and biography on the planetout.com, one of the websites featuring gay personals, and she had received many responses. But when she actually took the step of meeting the woman for dinner or drinks, she was always disappointed. A soulmate was hard to find. Abigail thought about her last girlfriend, Cosima. The year they had been together had started out wonderfully. They shared the same love of the outdoors, spending weekends afternoons hiking out in New Jersey or cycling and rollerblading in Central Park. In the winter, they had driven out to the Poconos to ski or stayed in the city, catching a movie or just staying together. Abigail reading while Cosima cooked delicious Greek meals. Abigail had reveled in those long, leisurely, compassionable Sunday afternoons. Abigail had cared about Cosima, but Cosima had found someone new. The lesbian community was a small world. Everyone seemed to know who was with whom. Abigail had heard from her friend Shannon, who spent July and August in Sag Harbor, that Cosima was totally in love with the woman for whom she had left Abigail. Shannon had seen them hand in hand and inseparable at several parties during the summer. It was clear they were made for each other. Abigail's sadness only deepened when Shannon well-meaningly suggested they go together to the Chumby Hall some Friday night. It will be a kick, Shannon said, to go a lesbian strip joint. Fun to have a few drinks and watch the G-string clad woman dance. According to Shannon, Abigail needed to get out and have some laughs. Abigail doubted that erotic dancers would make her feel better. She wanted someone to love, someone with whom she could have an emotional connection, someone like Elisa. Each time their work put them together, Elisa never disappointed Abigail. Elisa was her dream woman, intelligent, witty, beautiful, and so feminine. Abigail, who had long ago come to grips with the fact that she was butch and preferred taking the more aggressive role, fantasized nightly about making love to Elisa. She had to get over it, accept the fact that Elisa Blake was no gay. She had been married and had a daughter. Everyone around King News was aware that she and McBride were romantically involved, but Abigail still held out hope. After all, she had been married once herself. Many lesbians she knew had been in heterosexual relationships before they realized and accepted that they were gay. Maybe that could be the case with Elisa.